Hello, sweet friend. It is another bright, sunny day today. It actually feels pretty warm. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but so let's see here. There's been a little bit of excitement in my life in the last 24 hours. It's funny. I think there was a book, a really popular book that was like 1,000 pages that only took space over a 24-hour period, but like each person's chapter, I don't know, that's a concept that fascinates me. Anyway, today is Wednesday. It is currently 9:45, which is a little late for me to get started, but I'm going to start with last night at supper. I was boiling pasta for our dinner, and I have a very old, well, it's not very old, I probably got it when we were first married, so it's probably 25 years old, this pot, and the handles are a little bit wobbly. So anyway, I was trying to drain some water off the pasta, not all of it, I just wanted to get some of it out, and so I took that wobbly pot to the stove, or from the stove to the sink. I started to pour some out, and the noodles started to go over the side, and so I tilted it back to overcorrect, and the pasta and water spilled over onto my stomach. Yes, so boiling hot water on my stomach. Nobody was in the house. It was just me. I dropped the pot, and immediately pulled my clothes away from my skin because it was burning. Yeah, so it's entirely covering my stomach, above my belly button and to the side of my belly button, and a little bit on one of my breasts. But at first I just I took everything off, and then I threw on a nightgown and a pair of shorts, and I tucked my nightgown up underneath my boobs. So my stomach, nothing was touching my stomach. And I put Neosporin on it immediately because I wasn't sure how bad it was, but that burning feeling just kept going for hours and hours and hours. And then the blisters started to bubble up, and I thought, this doesn't look good. So this happened at like 5:30. So at 6 o'clock, I'm like, I'm going to go over to the urgent care just so they can check it out. And they gave me a tetanus shot, which I'm still not sure about, but I don't know if maybe it was because the skin, if it blisters and breaks, infections, I'm not sure. Anyway, a really handsome doctor got to see my big old belly with stretch marks, but covered in that burn and the blisters. And all he did was put on some kind of a cream. It had to have been like Neosporin, basically. He prescribed an antibiotic cream, and then he put some gauze over it. Then I went and got some bandages from Walgreens, and yeah, it actually feels better to have, instead of just being exposed, it feels better to have the gauze over it, and have some kind of pressure on it, oddly enough. He said just keep it moist until it heals. So that's that. So that was a very painful thing. It's hard to sleep, and Mila tried to sit on my stomach last night, and I kind of shoved her off, and she's like, you hurt my feelings. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Anyway, so I'm dealing with that. I'm trying to sleep with that. Keeping the gauze while I'm moving around is not easy. And then, so navigating 3 kids this morning, in a little bit of a compromised position, but thankfully they were all in very good moods. They were very pleasant. They woke up before I did, which was fine. They had chicken nuggets for breakfast. Well, Callahan and Christopher had chicken nuggets for breakfast because when I spilled the noodles, Jason had been at Walmart getting milk, and I don't know if Rod called him or he called in about that time, and we ended up, he just went to Wendy's and got a 50-piece nuggets to go. I had heated up chili. I was going to put noodles in the chili. So anyway, but Jason got some fries and nuggets, and that's what everybody ate last night. I still ate my noodles. I made those noodles, but anyway. So this morning, 3 kids. Everything was fine. I didn't get Christopher's lunch made before we left, but everybody got to school on time except for Callahan did not grab his blanket. I said, grab your blankets, let's go. He just walked to the front door and got in the car, and I didn't notice it until we were getting ready to leave, and so he was a little upset about that. By the time we got to school, he had decided, not one word about not going to school. On Monday and Tuesday, Monday was really, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to go to school. Every other word, I don't want to go to school. Yesterday, not so much, but kind of, because it was not his normal day. This morning, not a word about it until we pulled into the parking lot, and he's like, I'm not going to school. So imagine this tiny 3-year-old, white blonde hair, he's just so cute, but he's determined. He's like, I'm not done watching this, because I had given him my phone to watch Paw Patrol on the drive. And he's like, I'm not done watching this. I'm not going to school. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's time to go in. So I took the phone away from him, and he tensed up. He's like, I'm not going. I said, you're going? He's like, no, I'm not going. He's getting more and more intense, and he's tensing up more. And so I tried to pick him up, but I couldn't get my hand between his arm and his side because he had clenched himself so tight together. So I grabbed his shirt and lifted him out. Put him on the ground, and he's like, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. So he started to cry because he didn't have his blanket. And so I get them inside, and he's still crying, and there's like 5 staff members there, and they're not paying attention for some reason. Normally somebody's right there to open the door and greet us and make sure everything is smooth, but not this morning. So I'm desperately trying to get eye contact with anybody. And I'm like, please help me. So that was that. Yeah, the burning sensation in my stomach has stopped, but the blisters are kind of looking a little nasty, and it hurts. So anyway, and I used Walgreens tape. So they put 3M tape. They gave me this roll, and I left it in the car. They put 3M tape on my bandages last night, and it was fine until I took it off. And when I went to Walgreens, I got their Walgreens brand tape, thinking it would be the same thing, but I don't know. It just doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. So the bandage moved around. I had to retape it 4 times since last night. And then I got in the car today, and I'm like, I'm going to retape it with this 3M. And if this 3M works as well as it did yesterday, today, then I'll just buy some more of that, because that Walgreens tape was no good. The bandages were fine, but the tape was no good. Yeah, so I'm going to have some breakfast here in a few minutes. And then, the other thing, I was supposed to have a mammogram at 10 a.m. and a kidney ultrasound afterwards. And I had slept through the appointment 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Anyway, and they had called me and were like, you missed your appointment. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep and didn't wake up. So I called them this morning, and I felt terrible. I'm like, I poured boiling water on my stomach. I can't have anything touching my stomach for the ultrasound, and it's on my breast, and I'm not going to have it squeezed. The part on my breast is just a little spot. It's not bad at all, but I still don't want to have, with a mammogram, they squeeze it in there as flat as a pancake if they can. It's like they're trying to squeeze it into oblivion, but... So I just rescheduled both of those appointments. He's wanted to do it for next week, and I'm like, I've got blisters from my burn formed, and I don't know if they'll be healed by next week. He's like, okay, well, we'll go out a little bit longer. So they got it rescheduled for March 4th. And then, I was just kind of making the kids lunch, or Christopher's lunch, and getting ready to take everything back, and I checked on YouTube, and I had seen this video recommended to me a couple of times, and it was about, we bought a house in Tuscany, and they took everything. But I didn't really think much about it, but since I didn't have anything else that I was going to watch, I went ahead and clicked on the video, and I'm glad I did. I'm going to insert the picture that I'm going to insert is a view from their house on this piece of property in Italy that they bought, and they're actually remodeling the house, which is probably why YouTube suggested it to me, because it knows I like remodeling videos. And I'm sorry, but the algorithm does a really good job of knowing what you're interested in. So yeah, I'll share the channel. It's called Nikki Positano, but Positano is on the Amalfi Coast, and that's where they lived for 20 years. And that's what her channel was mostly about, living on the Amalfi Coast. But I guess recently they bought a second house in Tuscany, and it's got olive trees on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, and they're remodeling, which that's the part I like, is the remodeling. Looks like a really sweet lady. Her name is Nikki, and her partner Luca. They have a daughter. I think she's grown, because I haven't seen her in these videos. Lucas was the coroner in their town in Positano, and she was a makeup artist. She made a joke. I watched one of her trailer videos, like, what is our channel about? And she said, you could say that I did the weddings and he did the funerals. So anyway, it seems like it might be a really good channel to watch. I enjoyed what I saw of it, and I kind of checked out a little bit of their other stuff. So I'll share that with you too. I like sharing stuff, you know. I am going to cut this off now. It's been long enough. I don't know how other people manage to do videos that are like 5 minutes long and say everything they want to say, because that's just not me. Sorry. But friend, I pray for, pray that you are happy and you are bathed in warm, beautiful sun. I pray for healing for any illnesses or problems that you might have. I pray for peace. I just ask for the Lord's will to be done in all things, in all ways, all places, and all times. In Jesus' name I pray. When I was praying about peace, it reminded me that Quentin's wife had reached out to me about the insurance, not getting any response, etc. And I was asking her how she was doing, and she's not doing so good. Of course, she's grieving. People die suddenly, and you don't get a chance to say goodbye. And maybe they die when you're estranged or whatever, and that just makes it even harder. So I pray for peace that passes understanding for her, for myself, as to why, for everything that we go through that we just don't understand. I pray for that peace. I love you, dear friend. I will see you again as soon as I can. Oh, I almost forgot. You know how yesterday I was saying my hair was really dry? I was a little bit confused about it, because I'm like, maybe it's the weather. On Friday, when I washed my hair, I didn't have time to dry it, so I put a whole bunch of gel in it to, I think it's some kind of Gorilla Glue or whatever gel. It's a yellow bottle. It's got a gorilla on the front of it. I put a whole bunch of that in my hair, scrunched it up, and let it air dry. And that is what dried my hair out. It's made my split ends go crazy, because normally in the last few months I haven't done anything to my hair. I haven't put anything in my hair except for leave-in conditioner. Yeah, and a treatment for a bond repair treatment. And my hair's been, I thought it was doing really good, and it has been doing really good, except for whenever I put something on it that dried it out like a cactus. Tried it out like a cactus. I won't be doing that again. If I can't air dry, or if I can't dry my hair, I'll just let it get frizzy and then brush it out or whatever. I don't know, put some oil on it, but no more of that stuff. I'm not going to throw it away because every now and then you need some gel, but I'm going to have to put a note on it or an X on it to not use it in case I forget. Because I haven't used gel on my hair in months. And by the time the months come around again and I decide to try to do that, I may forget. Anyway, I'm truly going now. I love you. I will see you again as soon as I can. Peace.